Hi, Maya. Thank you for sending in your essays. And sorry for the delay in feedback. We have had quite a lot of essays lately, so this caused the backup. Now let's have a look at your letter about the English and Homestay program and the essay about international marketing. So the letter first. You had to write a letter to your host family, and you had to, one, introduce yourself, ask the family some questions, and tell the family about your time and date and time of arrival. So let's go. Dear Mrs. Smith, very nice start. I'm writing this letter with regard to the English and Homestay program I will be attending at your residence in the United Kingdom. Very nice start. You address the person correctly. You know their name. You know it's a Mrs. Well, of course, there's a tradition lately not to say Mrs. but Ms. So abbreviate it like this. This is a general female honorific formula. So it would be a good idea to use that instead of Mrs. because, well, again, it's more typical lately. You have a very nice first sentence about the purpose of your stay, and this is absolutely correct in any kind of letter. The only thing is that I wouldn't say you're attending a program at a person's residence. No, you will be staying at the residence, but you will be attending the program not at home, in the home of these people, but rather in a language school or something like this. But again, it's more or less relative. My name is Maya Barbish, and I'm currently living in Beirut, the capital of Lebanon. Okay, the capital of Lebanon. I am 18 years old and planning to study computer science in college. Okay. If you mean some specific college, like let's say Luton College or something like this, you have to capitalize college. If you just mean college and you don't mean to give this a name, so you don't have to capitalize. Okay, this is a very basic information about you. Okay. Since I have never been to the UK before, I would like to ask you some questions. Okay, very nice incipient question. But here we have a little issue. Please remember that in IELTS, in letters, you should never use numbered or bulleted lists. You know, the IELTS exam evaluates your ability to write connected text. This means that you're supposed to paragraph. So this set of 3 numbered questions is supposed to be a well-connected paragraph using linking words. So you can actually go like, first, I would like to ask how's the weather in summer, and you don't need to capitalize summer, and what type of clothes should I get with me or should I bring with me, because this is a formal letter, so we should avoid using the word get. And then you should give a reason why you're asking this question, perhaps because, in my country, summer is much hotter or colder, and respectively, I'm not sure what type of clothing I should get, and I don't want to be forced to buy new clothing in the UK. Secondly, how much money do you think I should bring with me to spend during my stay? Again, with a little detail. I was thinking to have about this much on me. Do you think this is a good idea? And finally, I have international insurance with Bupa company. May I know if your country's healthcare sector or healthcare system accepts it? So yes, these are very relevant questions, very, very important questions in the context of your learning program. Okay. Well, I wouldn't say this is essential information about the UK, but again, healthcare, so this is kind of relevant. In addition, I would like to inform you about my flight date and time. Very nice. I really love the way you announce the purpose of each paragraph very clearly. So it's absolutely crystal clear where you're going, in terms of idea. It is going to be on the 3rd of July at 7:30 p.m., UK time, at London's main airport. Oh, well, you can say Heathrow Airport or Luton Airport. So it's up to you. But if you don't know the name of the airport, it doesn't really matter. I look forward to hearing back from you. Yes, yours faithfully, Maya Barbish. Yes. Perfect closure, perfect signature, perfect um, wrap up for the letter. So I really love your style. You have appropriate vocabulary. Just make sure that you don't write, sorry, you don't write numbered lists, but rather connect sentences appropriately using linking words such as, first, second, last, or I don't know, next, finally, up to you. And I could also suggest that you add a bit more detail to both your background and the additional explanation or reasons to why you're asking these questions. And this will make your letter very, very good quality. So yes, you have very promising style and a very promising overall quality in your writing. So yeah, keep up the good work. Now let's have a look at your essay about international marketing. So we have how many paragraphs? We have 4 paragraphs. Great. Now let's see how we go about it. Although it is believed that worldwide marketing is considered an intruder into the country in question, and this is a fragment, right? If you start a sentence with although, you need 2 parts. You need the first opinion. So some people believe that worldwide marketing is considered to be an intruder into the country in question, while others, your first sentence shouldn't stop here. It should go on and connect to the next sentence, right? But it might be a very long sentence if you do this. So anyway, try to make sure that your paragraphing, your sentence structures are correct and accurate, because if you write incomplete sentences like your first one, unfortunately you will lose points in your grammar accuracy and range. So others see that international marketing is a necessity and educational, not educative, with respect to the economy. And this is a piece that could be connected better. Others see that international marketing is a necessity and educational with respect to the economy, as well as beneficial in sharing thought, language, and culture. So you can simply add the linking expression as well as and get rid of this, and it's going to be grammatically correct. This is a very nice start. In my opinion, I believe that international marketing nourishes the economy of the country in question. You have a repeat country in question here and in the first sentence. Make sure that you avoid repetitions like this because they detract from your vocabulary score. This shows that you don't have a range of vocabulary and you're limited to just a couple of words and expressions that you know. We have to make sure we don't create that impression. Okay, you announce your opinion. You're trying to show the debate. But I am not completely sure that where you're going to go in terms of the concept of international marketing, because this topic is very often misinterpreted because of the confusion between the concept of market, which makes us think about trade and international business, buying and selling, and marketing, which is about advertising a product. On the one hand, worldwide marketing has many benefits to the country in question. This is the third repeat, right? Don't do this. Try to use synonyms. It supplies countries who are in need of specific products that they are unable to manufacture. So yes, this answers my question that I asked before. So you interpret international marketing as trade. So it's not about selling products in that country. It's about advertising and informing that country about foreign products. Okay. It supplies countries with what? It supplies countries with specific products that country is in need of, but is unable to manufacture. I mean, in terms of grammar, the sentence could be fixed like this. For example, countries in the third world, or even the ones that were in the war state, or in the state of war, are mainly in need of consuming products that they don't have. What do you mean by this? Examples. I'm not sure I understand and I don't understand what you mean by consuming products. Do you mean consume as a verb or as products of, let's say, everyday consumption, like or everyday or the most essential products? I'm not sure what you mean here. Besides, you need to support this with examples so that we clearly understand what you mean and so that your argument becomes much more believable. In addition, this phenomenon can lead to initiating deals between countries, which leads to trading with each other. Yes, this is not about trade, as I told you before. Okay. I like the way you use initiate, but if you say that worldwide trade or commerce leads to initiating deals, which leads to trading with each other, you're kind of repeating yourself. So perhaps you need to rethink this, even in the context of trade. This will enhance the economical situation of the country in question and give it a better exposure. Okay, I think you mean economic, not economical. Please research the difference between the two words. They're different. And give a better exposure to what? To the world market? To what? So this is a nice try. You have nice topical vocabulary. You have some complex words as well, like phenomenon or initiate deals, but you have to make sure that you use a vocabulary appropriately and you interpret the topic correctly, and you are specific and clear and illustrating your reason well with examples. Okay. On the other hand, international marketing is viewed as an invasive intruder. This is a bit redundant. An intruder is invasive, so you either say invasive or intruder to some people. Okay. Intruder into what? It can be a threat to some conservative societies who left their people in the dark. I would say who leave their people in the dark and do not want them to see the light. To see the light in terms of what? In terms of slavery, abuse, human rights, what exactly? Some products might contradict with the culture. I would say it might contradict the culture or the values and beliefs, not beliefs, you need an F, beliefs of the society of the country in question. We have discussed this before. This was the fifth instance, I guess. So make sure you replace this by a synonym, appropriate synonym though. Moreover, another negative impact of this kind of marketing is the competition it might create with the local market. This will affect the local economy and employment rate. This is true. This is true. But again, in the context of commerce, not marketing as advertising. Or if you mean advertising, unfortunately, I cannot be sure the way you put things here. Why? Because you haven't provided examples, so I'm not sure what exactly you mean. Please remember, support your idea with examples because this makes your argument more credible. While people may vary in their opinion whether the international marketing is beneficial to the country in question or not, I believe that it is beneficial for both countries on the long term of the economic situation. In the long term, you cannot say of. You can say it can be beneficial for the economic situation for both countries in the long term, something like this. Repeats, beneficial, beneficial, synonyms, synonyms, synonyms again. Country in question, I think this is the sixth instance. Okay. And I guess it would be best if you signal that you're you're coming to a conclusion, like maybe a very basic to conclude or to sum up. So you really have to signal that you're going to wrap up and formulate your final notes. So, okay, this is a good start for a conclusion, but remember, your conclusion should restate the main idea, the main reason, the summarized main reason in both the first body paragraph and the second body paragraph. So you really have to make sure that you are revisiting the clear formulation of your main arguments, your main reasons for the position that you announced in the introduction. So this is a very nice first effort, But please pay attention to the notes that I have made. You have quite a good range of vocabulary, but you have to make sure that you use it appropriately. Also, you have a very promising outlook in terms of building your argument, but make sure that you use examples, convincing examples, and make sure that it is always clear what you mean and that you understand the topic appropriately. Otherwise, you will lose points in the criterion called task achievement. You know, there are 4 criteria when they grade your IELTS text. So task achievement is the one that refers to answering the question correctly. And if you misinterpret the concept of international marketing, you lose points there. We don't want this to happen. So I really hope that my feedback is going to help you improve. And I would invite you to explore the offer at the end of my feedback essay. You will see a link right at the end of the email. And it's about our online course, which can actually help you solve all these problems very easily and very fast. So if you sign up for the online course in the next 24 hours, you will get 2 essay corrections for free. And I think this is really worth it. So this online course addresses all the typical mistakes in writing essays, like illustrating with examples, using linking words, using vocabulary efficiently, staying clear and coherent, using appropriate words in understanding and interpreting the topic and not going off topic, which is very, very important. Probably that is the most important thing. So, this being said, I really hope my feedback is going to contribute to your improvement, and I'm sure it will. All the best of luck and keep up the great work.